If you've ever dreamt of working abroad, but you're worried about moving without actually getting a job in place, then this video is definitely for you. I'm going to be breaking down the 3 things you need to do to get a job abroad before you move so that you don't have to worry about all of the complicated things like visas, budgeting, and everything that is getting you probably overwhelmed right now, because you'll be able to get a job with the types of companies that will sponsor your visas for you, so you don't have to worry about things like that. But before we get into that, I wanted to introduce myself. If you're new to this channel, my name is Dels. I'm a lawyer and entrepreneur based in Dubai. I've been an expat here now for about 6 years, and I've been working abroad for nearly 10. So this is the channel where you're going to get all of the juice and intel on how to live your best life abroad, how to build an international career, how to travel. Essentially everything about living your best life abroad is what we discuss on this channel. And today is Work Abroad Wednesday. So we're going to be talking specifically about work. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so right now. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome. It's good to have you again. So we're going to dive into the 3 things that you need to do to get a job abroad before you move. The truth is, the process doesn't have to be as complicated as browsing Google and reading some of these blogs may make it seem. The truth is that you have to be strategic with everything that involves your career, especially. So the first thing you need to do is to investigate the country that you're looking to move to. And the reason why I say investigate rather than research is because it's a completely different mindset. So the first thing you need to know is that 80% of the available jobs are never ever actually advertised. And 2, international jobs are extremely competitive because, as you would have seen in my last video posted somewhere around here, on average millennials earn about 35% more than their local salary when they work abroad. So if you think about it, the jobs of the best companies are super wanted and chased after. It's quite difficult for the best international companies to sift through all of the various applications that they get from lots of different countries. Imagine if Google posted on every single platform that they advertise visa-sponsored jobs. Think about how many applications they would get. So a lot of these companies actually don't specify that, even though they are hiring international people. So how do I know this? Like I mentioned, I have been working now in Dubai for about 6 years, but I've been working about 10 years. And in the process, I have worked for several of the best companies in the world. So banks, consulting firms, law firms. And I've also helped with the recruitment process of some of these companies because we're hiring people to join the teams and work with me and help us develop the practice or whatever department that we're working on together. And what I've learned in that process is that a lot of these companies don't actually actively say that they are open to hiring international candidates. So it's up to you to investigate and do a little bit of digging, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So investigation is more appropriate. And one of the main things that you need to investigate are the resume standards in the country that you're looking to move to. What a lot of people are doing and not getting any results is using the same resume that they have in their local market to apply for jobs internationally. It just doesn't work. You need to be able to immediately convey to the employer your eligibility to work in the country, even if you don't have a visa. This is not something that stops you, but basically what your status is. Have you done some research into what the visa requirements are? Do you think that you'll be eligible? And also, what is the format of your resume? Is it something that stands out for the wrong reasons? Because, for example, in the USA, I think the standard is to have a 1-pager resume, but in the UK, you can have 2 pages. So if you are sending a 1-page resume that doesn't really dive deep into the kind of things that you've done in your past and you're applying for jobs in the UK, and in fact, the ATS systems, which are the applicant tracking systems, might just spit out your resume and it won't even get seen by the people it needs to see. So investigation is so important. You need to research the country that you're moving to. You need to research specifically the roles that you're going for. Plus, you need to research how to present yourself to these companies. I have a course that really breaks this down because it's something that I use with my one-to-one clients, but the course is available to everyone. So just click the link in the description box below if you want to know what it takes to build an international resume that stands out from the competition, is aligned with the types of jobs that you want abroad, the best expat jobs, and also puts you right in front of the hiring managers, because the system we talk about in that course helps your CV be optimized to beat the ATS system so that you land right in front of the people that need to review your resume. So that brings me on to the second point, which is your presentation. You need to present yourself to these companies that you're going out for. So don't spend ages going on the internet and getting overwhelmed by all of the various steps that you need to take to find a visa and things like that. The main thing you need to do is, once you've decided the types of companies that you want to work for, then you need to figure out how you're going to present yourself to them. And there's 2 ways for you to present yourself. So we've already already talked about your resume. I'm not going to go over that, but that is actually one of the most important things because it slots into the next thing that I'm going to say about how to present yourself, which is your LinkedIn. So your resume and your LinkedIn go hand in hand because if you do this properly, your resume should be attached to your LinkedIn profile. So if you grab the attention of someone who's a recruiter at the types of companies that you want to work for, immediately they can see that, first of all, this person has a resume that is fantastic and basically highlights their skills and is the type of person that we want to work with. Okay, well, they might live in a different country, but I can tell straight away that this is someone who's eligible to work in this country. So yes, maybe we'll be able to get her a visa, him or her a visa, and we'll sort that out. I'm going to invite this person for an interview. So you see here that this system I'm talking about is not necessarily like spending ages online applying to a billion jobs that probably already have 300 applicants per position. I think that is the average or something. But this way, if you present yourself to the job market in the country that you want to move to, these companies are actually coming to you, right? So you have your LinkedIn that's always there. And again, if you sign up to my Winning International Resume course, you have a winning LinkedIn profile upgrade in there that really helps you create the type of LinkedIn profile that is searchable in the country that you're looking to move to. So if you're looking for a job in Ireland, for example, in Dublin, which is where one of my clients is looking to move to, we're going to be working together to create her the type of LinkedIn profile that shows up in search in Ireland, and plus also includes the keywords of the types of companies that she's looking to work for. So that way, when those recruiters are looking for people to sponsor their visas or even local candidates, her resume, her LinkedIn profile is going to show up in search. And the second reason why your presentation is so important and why you needed to have done your investigation in the first step, like we talked about, is that these things go as a package. So when you find a job that you want, you can apply directly for those jobs with the confidence that your CV is optimized for the local market, you're presenting your best self, you're also presenting the kind of value that you're going to add to the company. So think about it. If a company is going to hire you from a different country, they most likely need to sort out your visa, and that is what we want. Plus, you want to work for the types of companies that pay excellent packages that will help you relocate and settle into your new country, so you don't have to deal with a lot of the faff that you see on YouTube and the internet about moving to a different country. You'll be secure and you'll be happy when you get there because a lot of the admin will be sorted out for you. But if you want that kind of job, you need to be that type of optimum candidate. And this is what I help my clients to do. But generally, if you're watching this channel, I will always share tips to help you level up, not just when you're applying for jobs internationally, but also locally. Like I talked about in my last video, you are your most valuable asset. You're a commodity that is incredibly valuable to the job market in any country. So you need to make sure that you're presenting yourself in the best way so that you're attracting the right employers. So before we get into the third strategy you need in order to find a job abroad before you move, I wanted to ask you guys a question. So have you actually already tried applying for jobs? And then what happened? Did you get crickets? What kind of response have you received for your job applications? It's okay if you've received crickets and air, just comment below because I'm curious to know what is actually happening when you're applying for jobs. The thing you need to remember is a statistic that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, which is that 80% of jobs are hardly ever advertised. And like I mentioned then, if you're going for a position that's typically very competitive, expat jobs, then you need to make sure that you're really going beyond the traditional methods of finding jobs to actually building a network. So that brings me to strategy number 3, which is networking. And don't think about this in a super daunting way. Like usually when I hear the word network, it's just inevitable that your heart starts to race and you're just, especially if you're introverted like me, this is so much effort. But it doesn't have to be that complicated. One of the good things about working with me, for example, is that I typically put my clients in touch with people that live in the local destinations that they are moving to that can help give them inside information about the countries that they're looking to move to. Of course, this is not possible for every single country, but it's something that we actively look to do. However, you don't have to work with me in order to get this type of information. You can actually start piecing these things together yourself. And the easiest way to do this is using a platform that you use every single day, Facebook. And And essentially, Facebook has a whole bunch of expat groups on there for every single country that you're looking to move to. So you can build a network that will help you not just find a job, but also help you feel settled and integrate into the communities that you're moving to when you finally get to your chosen destination. So when you join these groups, you can like connect with people that live there and ask them questions and ask them, for example, what is the resume standard like for the companies that you're going for? Do they know any companies that are hiring and looking for expats? Basically, all of the things that you're trying to investigate in step number 1, you can actually ask people directly. And it might sound a bit crazy to find a job on Facebook, but it's actually done, and I will give you guys a few examples so you can see that people have actually found jobs abroad through Facebook groups. Because the value of referring someone to your company is that usually you get a referral bonus. But essentially, people are generally open to building a network with qualified international candidates, because if they refer them to their own companies, they typically get a referral bonus. So for example, for one of my friends that I referred to my old law firm, I don't remember the exact figure, but I think my referral bonus was nearly about the equivalent of about $7,000. I think, I'm not too sure, which is actually quite substantial. So this is why it's so important to build a network. So apart from the fact that the people who refer you can get referral bonuses, companies actually prefer to hire through internal networks, because that way they don't have to spend money on recruiters, and 2, they know that they're hiring someone that comes highly recommended. So you might think, I don't know anyone, I don't know these people that well, how can I network with them and encourage them to refer me to job positions in their companies if any become available? Remember the first thing that we talked about, you investigate. How do you present yourself as the best candidate? And 2, you present yourself with your winning international resume and your winning LinkedIn profile. And if all of these things are done well, and you're communicating in these groups and you are integrating and you're getting to know people and not just asking for jobs, but getting to understand what people talk about in the groups, find out what jobs are available, what companies typically want, they get to get a feel of what you're like. And then when something comes up, because you would have posted to say, I'm looking for a position, you come to mind, they can ask you, oh, can you send me your LinkedIn? Let me see what you've got. And that way you're able to get a direct referral to a company that you want to work for. You can also do this on LinkedIn as well. And I break down how to do this strategically in my course, which I link below. Like I mentioned before, my clients get an upgrade into the winning LinkedIn profile course. And basically that helps you, again, communicate to international employers that you are a valuable candidate, you're eligible to work in their country, and there is no reason why they shouldn't hire you. If you do all of these 3 simple steps that I've talked about in this video, it's pretty much certain that you will get a job abroad before you move with the best types of companies that you want to work for. So at this point, I'm going to ask you, where are you looking to move to? Why are you watching this video? What are you looking to learn? Pop a comment below. Every Wednesday, I will be talking about Work Abroad Wednesdays and sharing tips that will help you make your international goals and your international lifestyle dreams come to happen. So make sure you watch them. I will also be linking 2 other videos here for you to check out. So if you're interested in working abroad, and one of the reasons why you want to do that is to get financial freedom and become financially independent one day, then you won't want to miss next week's video, because I'll be breaking down 5 simple strategies that allowed me to become financially free without any money worries 3 years into me working abroad and being here and presenting to you right now. So make sure you click the subscribe button, you click the bell so that you're notified when that video comes up next week. You can come hang out with me on Instagram. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to leave a comment below so I know what you need help with and where you're looking to move to so I can come and visit. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.